This is the art of prepping. You may be asking, so what's so artistic about prepping? Or what is this art that you're speaking of, you stranger? Well, let me tell you, my friends, that it's not about just gathering supplies, even though it can't hurt. You're going to need certain things to live, guys. So, you know, that food and that water and some means to protect yourself, first aid, blah, 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 blah. As we've talked about a million times, it's our essential needs. You can't get around it. But what's so cool about preparation, you know, just being aware, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's about having some philosophies. Philosophies that actually help you be well-rounded. Not only just as a person that's prepared, but as a person in society, in your family, and so forth. So, I want to bring to you today this acronym. It's a very good acronym. You don't hear about it a lot. It's mostly in military circles. I'm not going to, you know, divulge. Must be hungry. You know, the fact if I have or have not been in the military, but nonetheless, there's an acronym called P.A.C.E. P.A.C.E. Now, this is pretty interesting. The P in P.A.C.E. stands for primary. The A in P.A.C.E. stands for alternative. The C in P.A.C.E. stands for contingency. And the E in P.A.C.E. stands for emergency. Now, why does this matter? Because there are 4 levels, 4 stages, 4 whatever you want to call them. I call them the 4 thresholds of preparedness. And these are the redundancies. Obviously, this is just an example. You could have more than a 4-tiered system. But most people, they're lucky to even have a 1-tiered system for some of their categories of needs. And this could fall under the everyday carry systems, redundant systems in your home, vehicle, bug out location, whatever. So, what we have here, we'll start with primary, the P in P.A.C.E. This is the stuff that you're just going to go to first. You know, the stuff that you're just going to be using. It's your workhorse stuff. It's your primary blade. It's your primary flashlight. Primary everything. You know, it could be your primary bank account, you know. But when that is not available, or if it's compromised, maybe it's stolen or broken, you have the A in P.A.C.E., the alternative. And this is not like an emergency yet. This is just kind of like, okay, I have some redundancy here. I'm just going to go to my other item. And so maybe your main checking account, you know, you overspent. So luckily you have an emergency account or emergency fund, or maybe another checking account with another bank that you set, you know, put to the side, or maybe a second blade on your person for your everyday carry, or maybe a second holding tank so that the first one leaked in your home and you don't have any water in that first one. You wake up and your basement's flooded, for example. Then you would have another tank, at least with fresh water that wasn't contaminated. So that's an alternative. Now, let's just say that goes through and you can't even use that. It would be a bad day. And I don't know if I want to hang around you, but I'll still talk to you on the phone. But the C in P.A.C.E. kicks in, and this is the contingency. Now, this is where actually it starts to become more like a deeper prepper thing. And the contingency is like the backup to the backup, which can be a little bit more serious in a sense because you're kind of cutting through your resources at this point. So contingency is going to be like that tertiary level of, okay, maybe deep in that cargo pocket you have a third blade. It could be a small blade in your little survival kit, or maybe it's in the console of your vehicle, and a bug out bag. But there's your tertiary means. So if that's not bad enough, there's actually a 4th, you know, level here that if you had to, and all other things were not available, or they were all stolen or all broken, or you couldn't access them in any form or any way, you have your emergency, which is the E in P.A.C.E., the emergency contingency, if you will. And man, that would be a bad day. And don't come knocking at my house. So this is the story, you know. The emergency threshold would be something that you never want to use, but if you have to go that far, you'd want something that's tough as hell. You want that knife to be something that you can really trust. And I'm not saying don't use quality knives for your primary, but this is the one that if you're going to have to go this far into your levels of redundancy, you better hope to God that it's a good quality. And I would invest probably more money in my emergency gear than any other tier, because this is it. If this doesn't cut it, you're in deep beep, and probably you might have repercussions that could be life-threatening. Hopefully not. So with that being said, don't forget the PACE acronym: primary, alternative, contingency, and an emergency. There could be other levels. Some people have different systems that are actually less, and then even more. I think that having at least 3 to 4 is a smart thing for most categories in life. Just no different than, like we always talk about, you should have 3 means to make fire. It's the same thing. This is just talking about an overall, kit systems, a 4-tiered system, and I think it's pretty decent. So you guys, just think about this. Think about PACE and how it can help you or affect you. Hope this video is helpful. You guys be safe. We'll catch you real soon.